Alright, here is our end goal, is to get the ignition switch out. This is on a 2007 Chevy Malibu. The model year range for this model of car is from 2004 to 2007. I assume that the process is the same, pretty much the same across the model year range, but I don't know for sure. So this is the end goal, is to be able to get in here and to replace the switch. This is a separate module. This is the passkey module. So if you need to replace either one of these, I would suggest you go ahead and replace both of them. They're not terribly expensive. So the object of this video is to show you how to get to this point. Once you get to this point, there are two plugs that unplug, and then there's this cable that runs in the back, and you push this in and pull that out, but you can't get it out. To remove this cable, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this now, because after this I'm going to show you how to get to this point, and I don't want to do it over again. To get this cable out, you first have to remove the actual cylinder. This is the tumbler cylinder, and it's super easy. Put the key in and you turn it to the on or running position. See that silver tumbler? Press that in and it'll slide out. So I'm going to rest the phone right there. Can't really see, but push that in. The whole cylinder, tumbler cylinder, comes out. Then you can push on that tab and this cable will slide out. Then you can replace both of these on the bracket and then go to reassemble. So that's the point I'm at. I'm going to put this back together and then show you how I got this whole thing out. Because there's no videos that I was able to find on YouTube showing this. Probably why you're watching this video. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright. Switched out the two modules for the ignition switch, the passkey sensor and the actual electrical switch itself. This is still the original tumbler assembly, no need to change that. I've put it back in. Now I'm going to show you how to get access to this, what I just showed you a minute ago. There are videos on YouTube, they're easy to find, to tell you how to get to remove the radio, the stereo. And I'm not going to show that because there's plenty of videos showing you how to do that. But that's where we're starting at, is you've already removed the radio. You got the AC control system right there. And now you want to get to this. Come on the side over here. And these screws are all removed because I've just changed the cylinder. And I'm going to reassemble it. Before I do, I'm going to show you how to take it apart. There's two screws here on the side. Take those two screws out there. Come around on either side of the steering column. There's a screw that goes in there. It's the right side of the steering column. Screw goes in there. Come up here. There's a screw that goes there. Take that one out. Screw that goes there. Take that one out. Come over here on the passenger side, underneath the airbag, the dash. Screw there. Take that one out. Another screw over here. Take that one out. Walk around to the passenger side. There's a screw there and a screw there. Take those two screws out. Walk back around to the driver's side. You have to take your dash cluster out. So if you look up underneath, I don't know if I can get a good angle on this, but up here, there's a screw up here, screw up here. Take that out, and this, you have to pry this down, and this bezel unclips. See, it's got those clips, one on each side, so that pops out. On my car, it's attached to the steering column by the rubber thing. Once you get that done, there's a screw underneath the cluster, there and there. You do that, and the cluster will come out. Alright, now when you get the cluster down, there's a plug that goes in the back, and I've already unplugged mine. Cluster comes out. Once you get behind the cluster, there's two more screws. There's one there, and there's one there. Once you have all those screws taken out, you can lift up the dash. You can unhook it from those tabs right there. Pry up the dash, and it won't come completely out. It gives you enough access to get to the back of the cylinder, and there's 3 screws back there that you have to take out, and then you'll get that ignition switch assembly out, the one that you saw at the beginning of the video, and swap that out and put it back. And then assembly is the reverse of all of that. That's how you put the dash back together. Now when you take it apart, pay attention to your screws, because there's 2 types of screws. Well, actually 3 types of screws. Okay? The screws that come out of the side over here are going to be these, and they have a washer with a short stud or standoff, whatever you want to call it, right there. Okay? The ones that come out of other locations, and I'll have to figure this out because I don't remember, have these, which are flat washers. That should be all the other assembly. That's the ones on the either side of the dash of the radio, and then underneath the dash. Had these type, and then the ones that you take out, that you can see to take your bezel out, are similar, but they have a different finish. They have a polished finish, glossy finish. And actually they are slightly different. The threads are different on that one than they are on that one. So pay attention as you take them out where they came from. But that's how you get access to this. And I make this video because I could not find any other video that shows you how to get that assembly out in a 2007 Malibu. And this should be the process for Chevy Malibus from 2004 to 2007. Now in 2008 they changed the model, but they still had some of these old body style Malibus, and they called them Chevy Classic. So if you have a 2008 Classic that looks like a 2007 Malibu, then there's a good likelihood that this will be the same procedure for that, for a 2008 Chevy Classic, which is just a carryover of the 2007 Chevy Malibu. It was probably overruns from the previous model year. They were, you know, running out all of their extra parts and whatnot. So that's how you get this out. I've gotten this out. I've changed both of the modules. I've put the switch assembly back in, and now I'm going to reassemble the dash. I'm not going to show you guys that part. If you got it apart, you'll be smart enough to figure out how to put it back together. Hope this video helped.